Buying a new home is always an adventure filled with expectations and wish lists, from pools to skate parks tailored to everyone's unique tastes. However, sometimes a dream home comes with unexpected surprises, and not all of them are pleasant. From a nightmare scenario for those with a snake phobia to finding a diamond in the backyard, here are 20 of the strangest discoveries people have made in their new homes. Number 20. Man finds gold mine on property, goes in and realizes he's made a huge mistake. Christopher Wanless was thrilled when he bought his dream home, 16.5 hectares of woodland fields all to himself. When he went out to explore his new property, he found something unexpected. A strange tunnel in the middle of the woods. Despite warnings from both a realtor and a police officer, Christopher went in to investigate. It was a gold mine, but what he found inside was so terrifying that he immediately decided to abandon his dream home and never return again. Man finds a hidden doorway on his property and freaks out when he enters. He could have never imagined that this one decision would change his life forever and that he would deeply regret it. As he continued to explore the mine, Christopher could only think of two things. Firstly, there could be gold in there, and secondly, it might be haunted. He saw tools and items left behind by the miners and wondered what could have made them abandon the mine and leave the rest of the gold untouched. Whatever it was, it had to be something terrible. Christopher was determined to find out. That's when he heard the sound of metal clashing together, a cold breeze close to his shoulders like a whisper, and a sense of cold washed over him as if he had just passed through an icy shower, having every cozy and good feeling sucked out of him. At first, it appeared to come from behind, then from the front. In only moments, the noise and cold were coming from every direction, getting closer, louder, more frantic. He ran. A gold mine would have been too good to be true. Number 19. California girl finds diamond in backyard. April Sanity is a very lucky 8-year-old girl who lives in California. One sunny afternoon, she was out in her backyard gathering golf balls when she stumbled across something unexpected, a diamond. At first, her family thought it must be fake, but after running it through all the tests, they discovered it was indeed a real diamond, a 1-carat gem. April was thrilled with her find and excitedly announced her plans to keep it until she needed the money, when she would sell it for around $1,000. To ensure it was kept safe, she decided to store it in a special box at the back of her wardrobe, away from prying eyes. April's mother and father were proud of their daughter for her good luck and for thinking ahead. They also discussed with her the importance of being a responsible adult and how to handle money wisely. The story of April Sanity and her diamond has become a popular one in her local area, with many people telling it to their children as a way of encouraging them to have a positive attitude and to think ahead in life. April's diamond has also served as a reminder to her family of the importance of teaching children the value of money, but that dreams are far more important than any diamond ever discovered. Number 18. 2 kids found the car of their dreams, a real Ferrari. These incredible photos, taken in February 1978, show a Ferrari Dino 246 GTS being unearthed from the front yard of a home in Los Angeles. Strange, right? The story of how it got there is even stranger. The photos have been an internet sensation for decades, but what's the real story? Whose car was it? It all started in May 1977 when Sandra Eileen West, dressed in her fanciest lace nightgown, was seated upright at the wheel of her powder blue 1964 Ferrari 330 America. She and the car were lowered into a concrete mausoleum, just as her last will and testament had instructed. Yep, she wanted to be buried inside her car, underground, in a nightgown. The 37-year-old widow of a rich Texan oilman had prematurely died of a prescription drug overdose at her Beverly Hills mansion. She and the car were then shipped to San Antonio for burial next to her late husband's grave. To prevent car thieves from digging the Ferrari up, they poured 2 tons of cement into the bunker. Rich people sure have the means to be eccentric. The story of Mrs. West's subterranean Ferrari grave made national headlines that year, and in the decades that followed, it became part of Ferrari lore and myth. Number 17. New York couple finds buried treasure in backyard. For years, Matthew and Maria Kalina Emanuel assumed that the piece of rusty metal in their backyard was just a cable or electric box. When they got a better view of it while clearing out some trees, they decided to dig it up and were amazed to find a safe containing over $52,000 in cash, gold, and diamonds. After finding an address on a piece of paper inside, they realized that the safe had been stolen from their neighbors. The Kalina Emanuels contacted their neighbors and the New York Police Department, who confirmed that the safe had been stolen from them in 2011, the day after Christmas. They also confirmed that the safe contained a large amount of cash, jewelry, and other items. The couple could have kept the loot for themselves, but they chose to return it to the rightful owners. "You find buried treasure, and it happened. It was unbelievable," Maria said. "It was never a question for them, as the loot was never theirs." Matthew added that the reward was good karma, and the couple has been praised for their honest and selfless action. Apparently, the neighbor was shaking when they told her that they had her safe. The story of the Kalina Emanuels is a remarkable one, showing that honesty is always the best policy and that good karma will always come back to you. Number 16. The Snake House family home in Idaho turns out to be Satan's lair of serpents. Ben and Amber Sessions bought their first home, a 5-bedroom house, with dreams of a perfect future. Little did they know that their dream house was home to thousands of uninvited residents. Snakes. They were everywhere, slithering behind the walls and releasing a foul-smelling musk into their drinking water. The Sessions tried to fight back, killing 42 snakes in one single day, but they just kept coming back. It turned out that the house was built on top of a garter snake den, where the non-poisonous reptiles congregate by the thousands in the fall and winter. The real estate agent had known about this issue and made them sign a paper that stated they knew about it, while also telling them it was just a story. This nightmarish house is a reminder to always thoroughly check the house you're buying to avoid a situation like the Sessions faced. Depending on your feelings about snakes, the house could either be a brilliant or a nightmare resident. Number 15. Dubuque family finds World War II-era bomb in their backyard. A family in Dubuque, Iowa, had a big scare when they discovered a World War II-era bomb while digging into the ground of their yard to install a new fence along Sarah Street. The Dubuque Fire Department immediately evacuated the neighborhood, which included 25 homes, and summoned the state fire marshal to retrieve the bomb and transport it to a safe spot for remote detonation. Homeowner Melissa Williams said that when she saw the object, she thought it must have been something serious. She said, "I kind of thought something, but I thought I gotta look in Google before I go a little crazy here. But once we figured out what it was like this needs to go down and people need to be called." The state fire marshal reported that this type of incident happens from time to time, and they take all necessary precautions to ensure the situation is handled safely. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident. This event serves as a reminder of the dangers of loaded wartime weaponry and the importance of being aware of your surroundings. It is also a testament to the professionalism and quick thinking of the Dubuque Fire Department and the state fire marshal for their timely response and successful handling of the situation. Number 14. Man finds marijuana plants growing in neighbor's backyard. Imagine being accused of stealing a tree and getting arrested for something you actually planted instead. Well, that's exactly what happened to this Treasure Coast couple, who were accused of having 2 illegal marijuana plants in their backyard, lined up right next to their neighbor's fence. It all started when the neighbor called the police, accusing the couple of having stolen his tree, not just any tree, but a gorgeous one he had planted on his daughter's 6th birthday to remember her by over the years. During a weekend visit, the now-adult daughter immediately noticed the tree was gone. The father instantly thought the culprit must have been the neighbors because they had ripped away the stones around the tree not even a week prior. He let the police officers into his backyard so they could peek into the neighbor's garden, and instead of his daughter's tree, they found the marijuana plants. The couple, in their 50s, confessed to planting the illegal plants for personal use, claiming they used them to sleep better. They were arrested for the crime. Now, a neighbor feud that had lasted for years, sometimes even involving fistfights, will certainly come to an end. Number 13. Huge 7-foot alligator tries to climb fence to escape capture. Of all the things you could find in your backyard, an alligator is probably not the first on your list, unless of course you live in Florida or, in this case, South Carolina. A family got the shock of their lives when they spotted the biggest gator they had ever seen right in their backyard. Imagine seeing this gigantic, dinosaur-like reptile only a few feet away from your house. The incident became even more bizarre when they saw the beast trying to climb the fence in order to escape capture. Mrs. Sabuk, the mother of the family, claimed that even though the gator looked like it was 10 feet long to her, it was probably more than 7 feet long, which is still an impressive size, to say the least. If gators had learned how to climb fences, well, we are all in trouble. After the initial shock passed, the Sabuks called the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, who came to capture the reptile. Hopefully, it has learned its lesson and will stay away from people's backyards from now on. Number 12. Largest meteorite found in a backyard in Germany. In 1989, a 66-pound meteorite rock was discovered by chance in the backyard of a home in Blaubeuren, Germany. After 31 years of being left untouched in the garden, its existence was finally shared with scientists in January 2020, who deemed it a sensational discovery. Initially mistaken for an ordinary rock, it had gone unnoticed despite its extraterrestrial origin. Its unusual weight and metallic sheen eventually caught the homeowners' curiosity, leading them to consult experts. The rock was reported to the Institute of Planetary Research at the German Aerospace Center, and was officially named the Blaubeuren meteorite on July 7, 2020. The Meteoritical Society confirmed that it was a standard type H4-5 chondrite meteorite and the largest one to be found in Germany. The meteorite was found to be very dense due to its significant iron and nickel content and was determined to have gone through at least one violent collision in the past. Weathering on its surface indicates that it struck Earth's surface several centuries ago. It is believed to have come from a larger mass in the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars before its course was interrupted, putting it on a collision course with Earth. This rare find has provided scientists with valuable insight into the history of our solar system and the forces at play in deep space. Number 11. Family peeks into their backyard. David and his son were surprised when they opened their back door one morning to find a strange creature staring back at them. It was an amazing sight, but neither of them could identify the animal. After some thought, David's partner, Anna McCardle, posted a photo of the creature on Facebook, hoping someone would be able to help her figure out what it was. Luckily for everyone involved, RSPCA Inspector Amanda Lovett responded quickly with an identification. It was a silver fox. Silver foxes are incredibly rare animals due to their sought-after pelts, so much so that they've been hunted nearly to extinction in some areas. Thankfully, this particular silver fox found its way into David and his family's backyard instead of being caught by hunters or poachers. With Inspector Lovett's help, they were able to relocate the animal safely away from any potential danger while still allowing it freedom within its natural habitat. David and his son felt good about helping out after such a unique experience. Altogether, it's always exciting when we get unexpected visitors like this silver fox, who reminds us just how special nature can be, even if those visits come out of nowhere. This story serves as a reminder for us all to appreciate our wild neighbors more often. Number 10. In Sweden, wedding ring found on carrot after 16 years. After losing her white gold wedding ring with 7 small diamonds 16 years ago, Lena Pawson never expected to see it again. However, in a miraculous stroke of luck, she recently spotted the ring around a carrot in her garden near Mora, Sweden. In 1995, she had taken off the ring to do some Christmas baking with her daughters. When she returned to the work surface, the ring wasn't there. The family searched everywhere, but to no avail. Even during renovations years later, they pulled up the tiling but still found nothing. Mrs. Pawson believed the ring must have fallen into a sink in 1995 and was lost in vegetable peelings that were turned into compost or fed to their sheep. To their surprise, the carrot she had pulled from the ground was sprouting with the gold band fastened tightly around it. That's a very bling carrot, that's for sure. The ring is unmistakably hers because Mrs. Pawson designed it herself. There's only one like it in the entire world. It is quite incredible, her husband Ola explained. Although the ring no longer fits, Mrs. Pawson hopes to have it enlarged so she can wear it again. Now that I have found the ring again, I want to be able to use it, she said. Number 9. Mama bear and cubs caught having a pool party in backyard. This incredible video shows a mama bear and her 5 adorable little cubs enjoying a relaxing day in someone's backyard. Yep, she decided to have a spa day with her young ones, and who's to say she doesn't deserve it? The Basso family of Rockaway, New Jersey, got the fright of their lives back in the summer of 2015 when they saw 6 black bears casually splashing around in their pool. The cubs were even playing on the slides. This could perfectly be a Disney movie scene. The dad thought the bears would have a quick drink of water and move on, but apparently Mama Bear had other plans. She decided this would be their public pool and playground for the summer. At that point, there wasn't much the Basso family could do other than take cute videos and wait from inside the house until the bears decided to leave their yard. It's never a good idea to approach a black bear, but it's definitely a very bad idea to approach a mama bear with her cubs. They get super protective and bears are, well, very strong. Thankfully, nobody was harmed, as every member of the Basso family was smart enough to stay indoors patiently. Maybe. By the end of the day, though, the pool inflatables had certainly seen better days, and apparently the pool ended up being absolutely full of hair. No wonder insurance covers bear damage. There was only one moment of panic when Mama Bear decided to grab the water pump, and human mama thought she might electrocute herself. But all was good in the end. The bears had their fun and moved on. Number 8. Schoolboy, 10, finds Civil War cannonball in his backyard as his father tries to remove a tree root. 10-year-old Jackson Clare made headlines when he found a cannonball while digging a hole in his backyard in the UK. The cannonball, which weighed 8 pounds and was 3 3/4 inches in diameter, was identified as a saker, a type of cannonball used during the 1642-51 Civil War. Jack's hometown of Southwell in Nottinghamshire has strong ties to the Civil War, with Scottish mercenaries recruited by the parliamentarians having been based there. Furthermore, King Charles I reportedly spent his final night of freedom at the Saracen's Head Hotel before surrendering to the Scots at nearby Kelham Bridge. Jack said he was digging a hole to remove a tree root when he came across the unusual object and decided to investigate. After taking it to a nearby archaeological resource center, historians were able to verify that it was indeed a genuine cannonball dating back to the Civil War. The boy said, I can't imagine finding something else in the future. All my friends are very impressed. Prior to this event, Jack led a relatively normal life. This historic find by a young schoolboy has renewed interest in the Civil War in the area and will no doubt be remembered for many years to come. Number 7. Kangaroo hits a fence while trying to jump out of a backyard. Cassandra Brockhoff had an unexpected visitor in her backyard in Adelaide, Australia, a large kangaroo enjoying the grass she had nurtured. Quickly grabbing her phone, she recorded the animal as it attempted to jump over the 6-foot corrugated metal fence, only to get its foot caught and fall face first on the other side. What started as a calm grazing moment quickly turned into a dramatic and slightly comedic scene as the kangaroo struggled with its balance. The thud of the fall echoed in the quiet neighborhood, causing a brief moment of panic. Concerned for its well-being, Brockhoff rushed to check on the clumsy marsupial, but it had already hopped away. Despite the humorous moment, Brockhoff wanted to make it clear that kangaroos in people's backyards are not an everyday occurrence. This was an unusual experience for the Australian woman, and although the animal may have hurt itself in its attempt to escape, at least it got away safely. For Brockhoff, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, one that she'll certainly remember and share with her friends and family for years to come. Number 6. 9-year-old boy finds gigantic earthworm in his backyard in New Zealand. Barnaby Dahmen, a 9-year-old schoolboy from Christchurch, New Zealand, discovered an incredible meter-long earthworm while playing in his garden. His dad, Chris, captured a jaw-dropping photo of Barnaby holding the worm. The family soon learned that there are several species of worms in New Zealand that can grow up to 30 centimeters in length, with the largest being Spencerella gigantea, capable of growing up to 1.3 meters. Although it is rare to find them in a domestic garden, John Maris, curator of the entomology research collection at New Zealand's University of Lincoln, said that a meter-long worm was still within the realm of possibility. Barnaby wanted to keep his discovery, but his parents decided to put it back in the water where he had found it. A picture of Barnaby with the worm was posted on Facebook, and the next day, the family went back to the stream to find it, but it had gone, presumably having floated away. The story of Barnaby's discovery soon spread across New Zealand and beyond, and Barnaby was featured in a number of radio and television interviews. He has enjoyed the attention and is very grateful for the opportunity to have found this amazing worm and to have become a global story. He has also been inspired to continue exploring nature and discovering new things, he said. Number 5. Massive beehive in Salina backyard. Carolyn Walker was taken aback when one of her neighbors trimmed some trees on her property and noticed an enormous beehive in one of them. Rainey Rogers, the mayor pro tem of McKinney and an avid beekeeper, sprang into action to help her. He enlisted the help of his son and carefully laid out a plan to move the hive, which contained an estimated 25,000 bees, into a moving box. With Rogers' help, the bees were successfully transferred and are now safe in a hive box, making a lot of delicious honey. Rogers has been beekeeping as a hobby for 13 years and has 15 hives on his property. His responsibilities as mayor pro tem include representing the city in the absence of the mayor. In this case, however, he also stepped up to help a resident in need. The large beehive was an unexpected surprise, but thanks to Rogers' quick action, it was successfully relocated. Bees are incredibly important to the environment and to our food production. They are responsible for pollinating a wide variety of crops, from fruits and vegetables to nuts and grains. Without bees, these plants would not be able to reproduce and would eventually disappear, resulting in a serious disruption of our food supply. Additionally, bees provide us with honey, which is a valuable product in its own right. Bees are also important for the health of our ecosystems as they help spread pollen between plants and facilitate the growth of new plants and flowers. Save the bees. Number 4. $10 million in gold coins. While strolling along a path on their property in Northern California, John and Mary were surprised to spot a rusty can partially embedded in the ground. Upon further inspection, they made the astonishing discovery of a trove of 1,427 gold coins from the gold rush era, estimated to be worth more than $10 million. Now being referred to as the greatest buried treasure ever unearthed in the United States, John and Mary, who would like to remain anonymous to avoid unwanted attention, had no idea what they would find when they used a stick to dig the can out of the ground. The can was sealed on both ends and was quite heavy, so John had assumed it was filled with lead paint. To their surprise, the lid cracked off, revealing a vast amount of gold coins. After going back with a hand shovel and a metal detector, 5 more cans were unearthed, all of which were filled with gold coins as well. The Saddle Ridge Hoard, as it's been nicknamed, consists of 1,427 coins that are all dated between 1847 and 1894, which coincides with California's gold rush of 1849. There were nearly 1,420 gold pieces, 50 $10 gold pieces, and 4 $5 gold pieces. The rarest of all is an 1866 No-Motto double eagle, which is estimated to be worth $1 million. John and Mary are still uncertain of who might have buried the coins, but the cans were found at different depths, suggesting they might have been buried at various times. Number 3. Father and daughter find baby foxes in their backyard. Get ready to experience a cuteness overload. Philip Wong, a homeowner in Princeton, New Jersey, and his daughter Alice were in for a wonderful surprise when they stumbled across a litter of baby foxes in their 7-acre backyard. The pair quickly took out their cameras to capture the adorable kits as they dozed, frolicked, and explored their new home. The delightful sight of these young foxes drew their attention and filled them with delight. I see red foxes a few times a year, so I know we have foxes around, says Philip. But this time, I heard a soft meowing, like a cat, near a shed. Then I saw that they were very young foxes and started taking pictures every day, and they are very, very cute. Fortunately, Mama Fox soon returned, bringing the little ones their dinner and ensuring that they were safe and well taken care of. Philip and Alice, meanwhile, were left with a beautiful memory of the day they met their backyard foxes. It goes to show the wonders of nature and the beauty of wildlife that can be found even in the most unexpected places. It's very important to preserve these natural spaces to allow animals to coexist with humans. As Philip noted, I feel very lucky to have been able to witness this amazing encounter. Number 2. Man finds rare painting in garage. Could be worth $15 million. The story of the mysterious Jackson Pollock painting found in an Arizona garage is one that could come straight from a film noir. It has all the elements of a classic mystery. A socialite from New York's high society, a painting discovered long after its disappearance, and a potential worth of $15 million. It all started when a genuine signed LA Lakers poster was found in the same garage. The homeowner called on an auctioneer to appraise it, only to find something much more valuable among the man's belongings, a painting featuring the same splatters and swirls as those seen in Pollock's work. After returning to the auction house, the painting sat in limbo for 3 months, while the auctioneer tried to find the link between a man from Nebraska and a collection of New York art. Finally, after much research, the painting's true identity was revealed, along with the possibility of a huge payday. When they contacted the owner's attorney, they managed to bridge the gap between the Arizona garage and New York's modern art scene. A half-sister, Jennifer Gordon Cosgriff, was a New York socialite considered the black sheep of the family. She spent her life rubbing shoulders in the 1950s with elite members of the art community on the East Coast, running in the same social circles as notable art critic Clement Greenberg, modern artist Hazel Guggenheim McKinley, and Jackson Pollock. Number 1. California couple discovers perfectly preserved 1961 fallout shelter 15 feet below their backyard. Colleen and Chris Akasek were surprised to find an unusual feature when they purchased their Woodland Hills property, an underground fallout shelter from the 1960s. They were expecting just a hole in the ground, but when they descended the rusted ladder into the bunker, they were astonished to find it fully stocked with items such as water, clothing, medicine, tinfoil, canned foods, box paper products, and a lot of coffee tins. Enough supplies for 4 people, estimated to last a few weeks. The shelter was built in 1961 by Alvin Kaufman, a nuclear engineer, as a protective measure against a possible nuclear war. Although he offered to build a single shelter for all his neighbors to share, his offer was turned down. After his death in 2004, a family in Wisconsin made a similar discovery in their yard and donated most of the items to a historical society for others to learn about life during the Cold War era. Today, the Akaseks are grateful for the unexpected surprise and the reminder of a bygone era. The bunker serves as a reminder of the importance of being prepared and has become a point of interest for visitors to the area. It is a stark reminder of the severity of the Cold War era and the measures that were taken to ensure safety, a very current point of interest as well. As you can see, you never know what kind of wonderful surprises you might find right outside your back door. It's important to take time every now and again to look around our own neighborhoods with fresh eyes. What about you? Have you ever found something out of the ordinary in your backyard? Tell us all about it. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.